And I'm Lisa Noble.
And we are here to share all things wise and wonderful regarding the world of speaking, storytelling, and branding. So, what I am is I'm an executive speech coach, and I work with leaders to ensure that whenever they're on stage, they have audiences hanging on the edge of their seats. I usually do this using my method called the Miss Gen Gen Executive Stage Presence. And that's good for leaders, even if they don't know, having any idea what they're going to speak about, or most of them are busy, so they don't have no time to prepare. What do you do, Lisa?
I am an executive brand artisan, and I am the artisan behind influential entrepreneurs that are the face of their brand and they are a powerhouse in their industry. And they use my Flaunt Your Brand formula to show up and show out boldly.
And they do.
Mhm.
So you'll hear a little bit later as far as some opportunities that you guys will have if you're listening to get to meet us, get to know us, and find out more about what we do. But
We're
today
very
we thought,
cool.
she's so modest. Anyway, what we thought we'd do today is get together and share a little bit more about what each of us do. And as Lisa said, she is the brand artisan. I just love saying that. Which means she is beyond just a branding person per se. She's a strategist. She has her gift of the eye, and that's what I call it, where she can look at your entire strategy, whatever you're doing right now, and give you some very, very useful and lucrative pointers to upgrade your brand so that you can attract your ideal client. So I thought today we'd sit and I'd ask her some questions because I too, over the years, have struggled with my branding. I'm busy doing what I do. I know I'm good at what I do, but this branding thing makes my hair curl if it wasn't already curly. So I'm going to ask a couple of questions on my mind. She's going to go ahead and answer them, and then we'll take it from there. So the first question I have is, what are some common mistakes that most entrepreneurs make when it comes to branding?
So, the things that come through with my clients, what I've found is a lot of times they're like this best kept secret. They're not talking about themselves on social media. They haven't updated their website in a while. You really have to invest in your brand so that people know what you're doing. Talk about it on social media, be consistent. And dare I say, you need to post on social media about 5 to 7 times. I know, I can already hear it. I can see it in your eyes. I know, but at least can we try to do 3 to 5? Get yourself out there, do things like this. A lot of times we're just not telling people about ourselves, and we're not using the right color patterns, palettes. We're not using the typography that really best represents our brand, and we don't do any brand storytelling. Telling people about our experiences and things like that. We're not doing that. We're just being really quiet and timid and not telling the world about our service. So how would they know anything about us?
I know. Well, just like you said, a lot of us, and I'm very guilty of that, best kept secret,
Hmm.
which works for a little while, but after a while, you do need to let people know exactly what you do so they have the choice of whether to work with you or not, but at least they know that you're there.
Yeah.
So tell me more about this storytelling thing. So how, because you know I'm a storyteller.
I
So
know.
how important is it for you to get that story out and make it a part of your brand?
Oh, it's crucial because a lot of times people want to work with people, right? So you need to be able to articulate your story and tell people what you do and give them your experiences and tell them about your clients' successes. But how can you do that if you don't know how to tell a good story? Something that people like, what? I want to hear about it. You have to kind of entice them. Oh, I just hit my mic. You have to entice them and to want to talk to you and come into your atmosphere. So a lot of it we have to storytell on when we're doing lives like this, or we have to do storytelling in our social media. Anytime we're going to be in front of our audience, we need to be able to tell them the story about what we do and how we can solve their problem, because a lot of times that's what we're not telling them about. We are telling them things on our websites about us and all our credentials, but really you need to speak to them and get down to their level and talk to them about the problem that you solve. What can you do for them? What's in it for me? That's
Got
what it's all
it.
about.
So if you've got the stories right, so I know that some people, they may have been in business for a while and they sometimes complain that they're not attracting the right clientele, not the people that they want to serve. So
Right.
how can branding help them get to their actual ideal clients?
Well, first, you have to have your value proposition together, right? You have to
Okay.
know who your audience is and be able to tell them what you can do for them. Each of us came on and we told you first, we talked about who our person was, and then we gave you the information about what we can do for them in 10 seconds because, the attention span of people now is shorter than a gnat. we got to be able to speak up and speak fast. We got to have it like this. So you need to have that together, as well as you need to have storytelling, not only as far as the words that you're putting on the page, you also need to show it in your visuals. Tell a story about what you do for people. The imagery can show and reflect back to them. Like, if, say, somebody was a therapist and they were trying to get out there in the world and show people what they do, would they put people laughing on their website, giggling, and it's like it's some kind of comedic thing going on? No. What would they do? What do you think, Jen?
I hope they're laughing. Although, depending, if the person's depressed, they may want a therapist that makes them laugh. But overall, I can say, again, if it is to get the right impression for that
Right.
therapist, then laughter and giggling people in the picture may not do the trick. So I fully agree with you.
Right. It's about how you're perceived, how you're showing up out there. So you would probably have a before and after. So you may have somebody that's sad, but then you can show them happy and being with their family in another image. So you show kind of like a story that's a hierarchy that starts with, oh, you're sad, but by the time you end in my program, then you're going to be happy and being and just really with life and in life and with your family. So
Great. So, do you think that some people even have a hard time identifying who their ideal client is? Because I meet a lot of people, and okay, let me just make me the target here. When I first started in the world of speaking over 20 years ago and started coaching people, the
mhm,
whole idea, I thought everybody needs my services, everybody.
everybody.
And I found that I wasn't really doing that much marketing, so I would approach everybody. And
Hmm.
then after a period of time, I started discerning, okay, who would be the ideal client that I wanted to work with.
Right.
So, do you think that's really important as far as helping people, branding, helping people to identify, exactly who they want to work with? Does it make a difference?
Yes, for sure. And you're right. A lot of people come out the gate when they first get started in business, and I might have I'm sure I even did it as well back in the day, saying that whoever comes to my website, if they click on it and they contact me, then I know I can help them whether they could pay you or not.
And in
So
some cases, not.
in most cases not, right? Because you didn't put out your messaging for that specific client that lights you up, right? That you really want to work with. So, yes, there is a way to identify your clients. So, what I tell my clients to do, a lot of times I'll say, look at the people that you already have that you've helped. Is there any kind of commonalities? Like, because this is somebody that lights you up. So, what's the demographic of them? Do they have a particular occupation? Are they in your location? What was the problem that you solved for them? Was it the same? Did you do kind of the same strategy? So then, yes, you would get out there and you would create all your messaging to speak to that person. You would create imagery that speaks to that person, even down to color, because there's a psychology of color. So when you think of red, red can mean so many things, right? It can mean stop sign. It can also mean passion and love, and also mean urgent, right? So you have to look at what the meaning of those colors are to that particular person. All of us have a past. We have things that have happened to us in our lives, and color was involved with that. Smell was involved with that. All these things, you can trigger an emotion and a feeling, and that's what we have to think about our businesses. What's the experience that we're giving them?
Got
Can
it.
we can we use those things to trigger them and persuade them or attract them to buy from us?
Fabulous. Well, so it's a multi-sensory
It
type
is.
of discipline. And I will say that since learning from you, I had no idea how deep all of that goes. I just thought
Yeah.
branding, a logo, some nice colors,
Mm,
and let's go with that.
yeah.
But it sounds like you're saying, okay, it's so much deeper than that and requires a whole strategic plan and strategy to make sure you do it accurately. So
Yeah.
again, that you get the client that you want. It's accurate assessment.
Yes, you have to get it down to their Starbucks order.
Oh,
What
okay. If they drink Starbucks.
right, if they drink Starbucks, are they a wine drinker? All these things you can kind of connect with them on a level. Like when we're talking here, if say my client was a wine drinker, then I could be sitting here with wine in my hand and she'd be like, no, this is somebody I could work with because she my kind of chick,
There we go.
she like that red wine just like I do.
Okay.
Maybe I'll contact her.
Got
Everybody
it.
is not that's how you can be unique, right? You need to come in and be authentically you and
Got
show things in your personal life as well as in your business life that may just resonate with somebody.
There you go. So, in other words, and you started off by saying this, people buy from you,
Yes.
even though you may lead an organization, work with an organization, and they
Mhm.
may have products and services that you like. The bottom line is, if they like you, then
Mhm.
that's probably half the battle, right?
Yeah, yeah. A lot of times, who do we buy from? We buy from, like they say, people we know, like, and trust.
There
So
you
that's
go.
why we have to be on here and do these lives. And Lord, I know, do the 5 to 7 posts a day to show your personality, and so that they will choose you instead of your competition because
Got it.
they'll feel like I'm buying from a human being. This
There we
person
go.
is actually speaking to me and they know how to help me. Show them that you know how to help them.
Great. So I hope today that those of you listening and watching this wonderful feed here,
Yeah.
you're getting something that's useful and knowledgeable to help you with your brand and business. And me, Lisa, and I are going to be doing several of these over the next upcoming weeks.
Yeah.
And basically to help you, number one, get a little bit of insight into our world, into what we do and how we do it. But most importantly, taking that information and using it for your success, because that's all I'm here for. I know
Right.
Lisa's here for.
Yeah.
I could coach people all day long, but if they're not successful or take the information and run with it,
Mm.
then it makes things a little bit difficult, and you just be stuck.
Yeah.
So, like I said again, if you're interested and you love what we're doing, there's an opportunity to actually meet us in person
Yeah.
and actually spend a little bit of time with us, a couple of days with us, because we do have an upcoming event in June, end of
Mhm.
June,
Yeah.
where it's called Flaunt Your Stage Presence. And
Yeah.
you'll get to spend time with me teaching you about how to articulate your story. And you'll spend time just learning how to get it down to a very short science. Now, we can't do too much in a couple of days, but we'll
Yeah.
give you enough to be dangerous so
Yes.
that you know how to articulate what you do and how you do it. Then you're
Right.
going to spend time with Lisa, and she's really going to give you some great, great tips and insights as far as your brand and how to make it personable and how to help you attract your ideal, if not dream clients. Then
Right.
we're going to help record it all because we have a fantastic photographer, Miss
Mhm.
Alicia, who's going to come on by and actually capture those opportunities so that you walk away with some great photos that you can use in your branding,
Mhm.
and you'll have a wonderful, not so much I wouldn't say pitch, because again we may or may not be able to do a whole pitch, but at least we'll get you started in that direction so that when
Right.
people ask you what you do and what you're about, hamana, 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 so I'm very guilty
Yes.
of. So if you are interested in time with us June 2023, then
Yes.
go ahead and drop us a DM, whether it's myself,
Yeah.
Jennifer Samuel Chance, or Lisa, and drop us a DM, and then we'll be more than happy to give you the information and details to join us in wonderful Orlando, Florida, at a
Yes.
luxury mansion.
Manson.
Just saying.
Yes. And you'll, like she said, we'll be there to guide you in flaunting your brand as well as helping you to be a better speaker. And yes, you forgot about the videographer. We have a bonus for
Oh,
you.
that's right. That's right. That's right.
We
The
have a bonus
videographer.
for you guys. We not only have a photographer that will take your brand photos and content, but we also have a videographer that will be there to take videos for you that you can use on your social media channels, and you can kind of split them up and use them as content.
There you go.
We got you
So
covered.
I think that's all I'm going to say for today. How about you?
Okay, yeah, just come see us.
Okay.
Come
So,
hang
like,
with
again,
us.
stay tuned because we'll be doing several lives over the next upcoming weeks. And again, more nuggets of information to help you with your branding and also, too, with your stage presence.
Mhm.
Regardless of whether you go on stage or not, that's not really the issue. The issue here is can you articulate in a
Mhm.
great way something that when people walk away from you, they have a good picture of what you and your brand stand for. And then, like, in with Lisa, she'll make you look good. And then with Alicia and our videographer, we'll make put it on record so that the rest of the world can see how good you look.
Yes. Yes.
So we're going to call it a day. Have a great day.
Have a wonderful one.
Bye.